What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast, and I am one of your hosts, and I am joined by my longtime friend who has been left in a time warp. It feels like we're back in February of earlier this year. Carlos is back with us on the show. Carlos, thank you for joining us again, man.
Latino Heat's back.
Latino
Okay.
Heat. Latino
In a
Heat.
while.
It's been a while, but because of that, since it's been a little bit, I kind of want to get your thoughts on what's been going on, the current stuff of WWE. But before we do all that, I want to first welcome you guys to our Raw is, why do I say Raw is War? I feel like I'm recovering the Attitude Years. Our Monday Night Raw recap. We're covering from last night, which was July 25th, 2002, live in Madison Square Garden. Carlos, I thought of you immediately.
2002?
2000, did I say 2002?
Yes, 2022. It definitely felt like a Raw from 2002, but it wasn't.
Oh my God, that shows you where I am today. Yeah, it's 2022, not 2002. God, if that was the case, I think Rock and Brock Lesnar would be getting ready to fight at SummerSlam.
And John Cena would have been debuting.
That's right, sir. That's right. 20 years ago, Rey Mysterio. So they're at Madison Square Garden, which I immediately, Carlos, I had to think of our time when we went to SmackDown this past September.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. I was mad. I didn't even know they were going to be in MSG. I'm like, what?
I know. I was surprised you didn't go. You're down there in New York, so I'm surprised you didn't get to grace them with their presence.
No, and Roman was there too, so I was like, damn.
So
usually when they say he's gonna be on a show, he doesn't show up. So it's like,
let's talk a bit about like sort of like what's been going on and sort of your thoughts on things. So last we left off, we know obviously how big of a fan you are of Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. Obviously they still are your favorites, right?
You know, they are. They're still Roman and Seth are definitely both my favorite right now, male wise. Sasha will always be my number one. I don't want to talk about this whole situation much because it kind of pisses me off. But
Sasha, what about it pisses you off? Do you feel like she's not getting?
I don't know. It's like the way that WWE went all about it, saying they were unprofessional for walking out. Like literally, okay, it takes me a while. I take a whole hour or maybe more to talk about this whole situation.
Yeah.
But basically, they walked out because they didn't like the direction that they were going with the plan that they have for that night, which didn't make fucking sense. Why are you going to put tag team champions to turn? Okay, they're tag team champions, right? They're going to have them not like turn on each other, but they were planning to have Naomi pin Sasha, then have them fight the main champions while they're still tag team champions. Like it's like they didn't put any effort to like finding tag teams for them to fight because there was only like one during the time, and it was Nikki Ash and Doudrop. That was the only tag team that was around.
Yeah.
So like I'll defend them, but I feel like now that Vince is out of the picture, I feel like there's more of a chance for them to come back since they haven't signed with literally anybody yet. There's a lot of guys that could possibly come back. Dakota Kai hasn't signed with anybody. Gargano hasn't signed with anybody. Sasha and Naomi possibly could come back. Maybe, I don't know. Now
I was surprised to hear it mentioned. When I first heard it mentioned on TV,
they just kept like bashing them, unprofessional. They let all the fans down. Like, what? No, why are they speaking for us? They didn't know. They didn't know let us down.
Yeah, and I also I kind of wonder too, though, why? When they said it, I thought it was gonna be part of a storyline, because when Stone Cold walked out years ago, they didn't. They mentioned it, but they kind of kept it hush hush. I was surprised that they even went and spoke about it, but I guess that shows you sort of how important they are for them to have them be this worked up about them leaving. So, okay, so we know
hopefully they can bring them back now. Hopefully, but right now, as of currently, since Sasha's not around, Liv Morgan's been my favorite. I love her work. I'm happy she's finally getting her moment.
What are your thoughts on Cody Rhodes? I mean, before this, he was an AEW guy. We know, you're not really an AEW fan. Thoughts on him coming back?
No, I know Cody Rhodes just before AEW. I mean, he was in WWE before this.
Yeah, but I mean, during AEW.
he matured so much. Like,
Yeah.
damn, man, his music I have it on like a number one, that other song. Yeah,
Mhm.
he's really good. He's definitely, I feel like he's the one who's gonna be dethroning Roman if they continue him as champion. Cody Rhodes he's one of my favorites too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was just mad that that Seth Rollins didn't at least get one win against him, at least one.
Yeah. During my predictions, I don't know.
It's like Seth Rollins been losing so many matches lately. Like, when's the last time he won something? Like, well, something big, Like that Money in the Bank match was Seth Rollins' match. That was his match. Like, he should have won. I don't know why the hell they'll put Theory. It should have been Riddle or Seth. Riddle or Seth. There's no other person that should have won that match. Riddle or Seth. Or Sammy. I don't know. Sammy's been doing good too.
I thought Sammy was going to win that one, surprisingly. I thought they were going to give it to him because he hasn't really gotten much lately of stuff. So I thought it was going to go to him. But
Sammy's doing good work too. I just wish he'll go back to his like NXT days, like with the short hair and like,
Yeah. Now, what are your thoughts on the whole sort of Vince McMahon retiring, Triple H becoming head of creative, EVP of talent again, Stephanie being co-owner with Nick Khan? What are your thoughts on this whole entire situation?
I think they made a good decision doing that because this whole like investigation with Vince, maybe, I don't know, maybe they found something serious that they told Vince, all right, you have to retire. Maybe they found something like serious that they told Vince, maybe you can't, like, it's just too serious, you can't be around, But like, apparently, like, he's banned from these things. Like, he can't show up backstage at all. He's banned from showing up as of right now.
Interesting.
I don't know. Maybe it's something bigger than it was supposed to be. But yeah, that whole investigation, I think, fucked things up. But I'm pretty excited though. Triple H is like, we've seen what he did with NXT before. He knows what he's doing. Stephanie's been around the company forever too, so she has a good idea. Like, she did the good things with the women's division too, when it all, like, the women's revolution started. And I just don't get why the Bellators are getting an A&E documentary. Like, what the hell did they do?
Oh, I watched it. I did learn a lot about them.
I thought it didn't come out yet.
No, it did. Yeah, it came out last Saturday or Sunday. Sorry. It was interesting. I learned a lot. Like, I learned that Nikki Bella, her virginity was taken from her. She was raped when she was little, like 15, and her father.
I think she spoke about that before.
Well, yeah. Well, I didn't know until this, and then they were talking about how she got into a physical altercation with her dad, who was really bad on like drugs and stuff, and she and her sister pretty much like ran out, and Nicole was like, "I'm not coming back home until." He leaves. So there's a lot of stuff that went on for them. But yeah, I didn't necessarily think they are legends, but I do think they are iconic in the sense of, I do agree with the fact that they did bring a lot of heads to WWE while Total Divas was on. Because I know for me, with friends that I've had that are girls in college, they were all into the show, and then they would turn on Raw to see they turn on Raw or SmackDown to see the Funkadactyls, the Bella Twins, whatever, But all right, so let's jump into Monday Night Raw from Madison Square Garden in New York City. We start off.
This is technically the first Raw with Triple H in charge. Like, back. I'm pretty sure he was backstage for this whole Raw, right?
Oh yeah, he was at they did a picture of him standing, like his shadow, like near the ring, sort of. So yeah, no, he definitely, you can see some if you go back and follow like the Attitude Years, which is our series that we do here. You can check it out in the archives. This episode reminds me a lot of how it was back then, in the sense of that, like, everything was fast paced, everything had a reason for being on. You start off, let's jump right into it. We start off the show.
Let's start the show.
Okay, no. So it was chaotic because we start off and Logan Paul and the Miz are brawling in the ring. There's like
I like that. I like that. Like, everybody was like talking and saying, "Oh my god, oh my god!" That was pretty cool. Start off
Yeah, it
like
was a
that.
different way to open it, and I liked that because it showed a bit more realness to it, and it
Yeah.
also made fans who might not go to shows say, "Hey, maybe I should go because I might miss something that I don't get to see on TV." Um, we'll talk about the Miz and Logan Paul later on because there's a segment with them, but I did enjoy this opening too. Wasn't what I expected. I thought the Bloodline was going to come out right away and they were going to have their big thing. So it's interesting to see Miz and Logan Paul open this episode of Raw. So the Bloodline of Paul Heyman do come out, and Paul Heyman takes the microphone and Paul says, "Welcome to the island of relevancy. This Sunday marks 700, or I'm sorry, Monday. Yeah, sorry, I'm
No,
sorry.
no, Sunday, Sunday,
Sunday.
Sunday.
God,
If Roman defeats Brock on Sunday, it'll count. It'll be 700 days.
700 days. Damn. Yes, thank you,
Because
Carlos.
SummerSlam's on Saturday, so
It's also the first SummerSlam in July, which is really weird that they went
yeah,
ahead and did that.
I didn't really pay attention to that, but
Weird.
that's another thing.
Yeah. So Carlos is right. If Roman Reigns defeats Brock Lesnar this Saturday, on Sunday, he will hold the WWE Undisputed Universal title for 700 days. He says that Brock Lesnar loves to piss on people's parades. He ruined Randy Couture's party. He ruined The Undertaker's party by beating him at WrestleMania 30. He took John Cena to Suplex City. And now Brock
I
Lesnar.
was really happy that they mentioned that because that match like killed me. I was literally sobbing. Oh my god, it's destroying John Cena.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised that they mentioned that. That was it's like I watched the match over today, and
Yep.
it's like during the whole match it just started getting quieter and quieter and quieter in
Yep.
the whole arena. Like it was scary. Like 16. Oh my
16 could have broken his back. And then he says, and now Brock Lesnar looks at day 699 and says, "I'm gonna ruin the party for Roman Reigns." Paul says Roman Reigns is tired of Lesnar's legacy being intertwined with Roman's. You know, when you think of Hulk Hogan, you think of Macho Man Randy Savage. When you think of Stone Cold Steve Austin, you think of The Rock. When you think of Roman Reigns, you think of Brock Lesnar. Paul says after SummerSlam, the Suplexorcist, which I thought was really cool, instead of saying the Exorcist, the Suplexorcist, is going to end Brock Lesnar. Paul says we are sick of Brock Lesnar riding on Roman Reigns' coattails. Roman will do anything to keep Brock Lesnar down for the count of 10. In their last match at SummerSlam, Roman Reigns will rid the world of Brock Lesnar. And then Paul continues on. He says Roman can't stand Brock, and after SummerSlam, Brock won't be able to stand at all. And then Mr. Money in the Bank Theory comes out. And there he says the Bloodline talks a lot about stuff, but they forgot about one important detail, and that's him. Theory says, "I'm going to beat Lashley, and it doesn't matter who wins, Reigns or Lesnar. I will cash in and become the new WWE Undisputed Universal Champion." Roman says, "You're just going to stop right there." And then Roman goes, "At least come in and acknowledge your tribal chief." And Roman says, "I can appreciate what you're trying to do. You have no clue what you're doing, though." Roman says, "You need someone to counsel you, and I'll be that guy tonight." He goes, "Analyze the situation. Your daddy's not here anymore."
Oh my god, that had me fucking dead. That
Fans chant,
was like
"Daddy's
that
gone."
was honestly is like Roman a face now, or that was definitely a face promo.
Yeah.
He's probably a tweener right now. I think I don't know. That was kind of like I like the
We
part where
see
James said
facts.
slap theory in the back of the neck. He said, "Bah."
It's always good when a heel spits facts though, because it's just like that
Oh,
makes
it's
it
true. Yeah,
more,
like
you know.
that Vince McMahon, Austin Theory was Vince McMahon's guy as of right now. Huh.
So then Roman says, "I run the garden now." And then the Bloodline goes to leave. And as they do, Jay slaps Theory's neck. Theory then hits Jay in the back with the briefcase. Yep. And then Roman calms the Usos down and has them leave. So what did you think of that whole promo? Do you think Theory is going to be a threat at SummerSlam at all? Or do you think he's just playing mind games?
I don't know. I can't like predict anything right now. I don't want to a lot of things can happen. Brock could win, Austin Theory could cash on him. Roman could win, Austin Theory could cash on in him, or Theory could just fucking lose, like cash in and lose because Dolph Ziggler is still in his head. Kind of. So, Dolph Ziggler might be lurking. Got to put Dolph in the situation too.
That's right.
He is lurking around. Every chance that Theory gets to win a match, Dolph Ziggler always ruins it for him. So you gotta keep Dolph Ziggler in the mind too, somewhere around there. You gotta think Dolph Ziggler's around too.
All right. So
but I don't know. I feel like they should have maybe had a match where the Theory puts his Money in the Bank briefcase on the line against Dolph. I don't know. Well,
yeah, they haven't really explained yet why Dolph has been a thorn in Theory's side, and we'll get to that with this.
I definitely feel like Dolph might play a factor in SummerSlam some way, somehow.
Yes, sir. Well, we come back and Theory is introduced again, and he's like, that's the proper way to introduce me. And before he can continue on, Drew McIntyre comes out, and we know now that Drew will be taking on Theory. The match starts, and Drew lands a clothesline, a chop, and a suplex. Drew then nails a future shock DDT, but Theory rolls out of the ring. However, Drew is able to drop Theory across the announce table, but Drew takes advantage of this and sends Drew into the post and then tosses Drew into the steps. Drew then lands a suplex and a spine buster and a 2 count. After that, the Brawling Brutes come down and they attack Drew until U.S. champion Bobby Lashley runs down and makes the save. So this singles match is now turned into a tag match. So we have Lashley and Drew McIntyre versus Theory and Sheamus with the Brawling Brutes. And we know that on SmackDown, Sheamus will fight Drew McIntyre. Is it like a shillelagh? It's like some sort of weird Irish sort of themed match. I don't know. But anyways, this tag match starts and Drew nails a Glasgow kiss and a headbutt to Sheamus. Lashley then runs at Theory, but Sheamus knees Bobby right in the face outside of the ring. And that was a really cool shot to see. Butch distracts Drew, but Drew ends up taking out the Brawling Brutes, and the referee kicks out the Brutes after that situation. Drew then lands a belly-to-belly to Theory and a neck breaker, followed up by a sit-out power bomb, and Drew gets a 2 count. Then Sheamus hits a white noise to Drew outside of the ring. Theory goes for A-Town down, but Theory sees Dolph Ziggler, gets distracted, and Bobby Lashley applies the Hurt Lock, and Theory immediately taps out. Afterwards, Theory walks up the ramp, and the Usos come up and nail a double super kick, and Roman Reigns stands over Theory and says to make the right decision at SummerSlam. All right, so let's talk about this. What did you think of the tag match? Sheamus looking really good here with that huge kick outside. But what did you think of the match all in all?
It was okay. That Drew McIntyre Austin Theory thing was kind of random.
Yeah,
that just comes out of nowhere. They're using that. I don't think that the drafting even matters anymore because they just keep bringing guys from SmackDown over to Raw guys over to SmackDown.
They forgot who's where at this point.
Yeah. But it was a good match, It was something get people on TV.
Yep. Yeah. And Usos are always good at sneak attacks.
Sheamus deserve a push though. I feel like Sheamus hasn't even had a shot at Roman yet. I feel like Sheamus could be a good threat for Roman. I don't know.
Yeah. Didn't he beat Roman at the Survivor Series in 2015, right?
Yeah, with Triple H's help, but
yeah. But you never know. All right, then we see the Mysterio family arrive to the ring earlier. They are celebrating Rey Mysterio's 20th anniversary in WWE. We get a whole promo package on Rey Mysterio.
I think they didn't put too much effort into his. They put so much effort to Randy's, they put so much effort into John Cena's, but they didn't put too much effort into his.
I have to look at it again because I didn't look at
I think John Cena's was the biggest one that they did.
Yeah.
But thinking about it though, they're saying 20 years. Rey Mysterio's been wrestling more than 20 years.
I think they mean in WWE.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because he's definitely been wrestling for fucking 25 years or almost 30 years.
Yeah. He came out in I think it was July of 2002 because he attacked Chavo Guerrero. But yeah, no, the only reason why Rey didn't come with WCW when they had the whole alliance thing was they had guaranteed contracts that basically said that you don't have to work and you can get paid. So a lot of the guys waited out their contracts, and then Vince ended up offering them a new contract and they went with them. So that's why a lot of the guys like Hulk Hogan, Scott Steiner, all Goldberg, all those guys didn't show up right away because they had guaranteed contracts and Vince couldn't afford to buy it out. So all those guys stayed back. And then in 2002, after their contracts expired, that's when you saw Ric Flair, Rey Mysterio, NWO, all those guys come out because their contracts were expired. But we have Dolph Ziggler and AJ Styles backstage, and Alpha Academy show up, and Gable basically challenges AJ and Ziggler to a tag match later tonight, and AJ says we accept. AJ's been in a weird place since WrestleMania. After his
stuck in the mid card, like sucks.
Yeah.
I feel like it's all Omos's fault. Because once he started attacking with Omos, it's like Omos brought AJ down. Like AJ should be fighting for the world title. Like literally when they said Brock Lesnar left the building, I'm like, oh my god, they chance to put AJ against Roman. But then Brock comes back later. I'm like, we can't get enough of this guy, huh? I was hoping he wasn't gonna come back. But then
you were gonna feel I feel like you probably would have felt a little bit better if he left and the announcer was like, shame on Brock Lesnar. You're probably like,
I was praying that Brock Lesnar. I'm like, yeah, when he said he walked on, I'm like, yes, but then I see the rumors about Goldberg coming out. Oh no. And then,
I saw that too, and I was like, oh.
And then I see Brock come out. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm happy we're not gonna see Goldberg versus Roman again, but it could have been AJ, it could have been Bobby Lashley. Like they could have used so many guys instead of Brock. But I get it, Brock brings money, he brings asses in seats, but come on, they could have done AJ. AJ would have been good too.
Yeah. Well,
Roman and AJ haven't fought since 2016, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I'm sure they probably had a couple, maybe 2018 or something, but
they had that WWE Championship match, and then it was over.
I don't know, man. I have a feeling that they're going to.
The original plan was for Randy to fight him, but Randy got hurt, and then.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. We're in a different time right now, so we're just going with the flow and see what happens.
Go with the flow, with the flow, with the flow. All right. So speaking of going with the flow, as I adjust my microphone, hang on. All right. Sorry there. We have Rey and Dominic Mysterio come out to the ring, and I'm surprised that they had Dominic come out with him. I thought that they would have given Rey this moment by himself, but it's okay. He comes out and the fans chant, "Thank you, Rey." And Rey gets on the microphone and he says, for 20 years, this is really special. Rey says, I was 14 when I had my first match in Tijuana. He never thought he would sign with WWE. He goes on to say that guys my size back then couldn't last in this business. He broke the blueprint for what a superstar actually looks like. He became the world champion at WrestleMania 22, and Rey made a lot of friends that helped pave the road for him. Friends like Dean Malenko, Conan, Batista, Kurt Angle, Edge. And he goes, we can't forget the great Eddie Guerrero. And he goes on to say, I miss you every day, Eddie. I know you're watching over me. Thank you, Eddie. And he goes, I am humble and I appreciate the support from everyone. Angie, Leah, thank you for always being there. He tells Dominic, I'm proud of you, son. I know one day when I'm not.
When are they going to give Dom a mask? Or do you think he's going to ever have a mask of his own?
I don't know. I don't think he's going to have a mask. I thought so too. He would have had one, but I don't know. But he says,
maybe once he has his big moment or something, maybe he'll be like, okay, so you're worthy of one, or I don't know.
Maybe they should do a thing where someone just takes out Mysterio, he's done, and then he just takes over. But he goes on to say that he knows one day when Rey's not here in the world that Dominic will represent the Mysterio name great. He thanks the WWE Universe for accepting him, and for 20 of the most dopest years, he wants to thank all of us. And then he starts speaking Spanish. That's when Finn Balor cheers from the crowd and Damian Priest comes out, and we find out we have a special tag match between the Judgment Day and the Mysterios. So did you like that promo?
It was a good promo. It was we've been hearing a lot of those this past couple of weeks, one from Randy, one from John Cena, one from Rey.
Yeah.
But, I don't think they're doing for Brock though. Did they do one for Brock?
No, but Brock debuted in like March of 2002, though. So if they did, they would have already
They did.
done
Like
it.
they didn't even bring it up. I don't think they
Yeah,
brought it up.
no,
Kind of
no.
fucked up.
Well, I think also too, Brock left for a while, where Ray left too, but like for a year. Whereas Brock was gone from like 2004 to 2002, or I'm sorry, to 2012. So that's a long hiatus.
Yeah.
So I don't think they really consider him. I don't know. But anyways, so we get the tag match, and the Mysterios nail a double Russian leg sweep. Damian Priest then power bombs Ray onto Finn, or I'm sorry, Dominic power bombs Ray onto Finn. Ray then punches Finn Balor in the corner. However, Balor sends Ray hard into the post. And then Damian takes control and tosses Dominic into the railing outside. Ray hits Finn with a chair and tosses it to Finn Balor a la Eddie Guerrero, making it look like Finn was the one to hit Ray with the chair. With that distraction, the Mysterios nail a double 619, and Ray lands a frog splash to Finn, and he gets the 3 count for his team. So, what did you think of this tag match? Mysterios looking good on Ray's 20th anniversary.
Yeah, it was okay. Nothing really like crazy. I know they're gonna have another match at SummerSlam. Like saying like no disqualification. They said, but it was good. It was okay. Not too much to like talk about.
Yeah, it was decent. We then get a promo of Cody Rhodes at the 2022 ESPYs Awards, and he won the WWE Moment of the Year from that show.
Yeah, it was good seeing his face. I haven't seen him like in a while. That we need to talk about that Hell in a Cell match too. That match is once he took off his jacket, I was like, what? How is he? How are they allowing him to like wrestle like this? Like,
I'm excited for our competitive predictions to come back here. Because
I know like the Royal Rumble's gonna have a lot of guys returning. I'm sure like Cody Rhodes gonna probably return at Rumble. A lot of guys are gonna coming back.
We will be having our predictions episode dropping on Friday. Hopefully, WWE doesn't add any more. What did I say? I need to go home.
SummerSlam predictions.
Yes, but yeah, we will be having the SummerSlam predictions though. We will on Friday, hopefully, if everything goes well. All right, We're going to talk about this really quick, and then we're going to go to a quick break. The Mysterios are backstage, and his family is there, and they're all celebrating. And Aaliyah gives Ray.
This was the segment of the night, by the way. I think so.
Okay, you like this?
Yeah.
Oh. So Aaliyah gives Ray his 1997 Halloween Havoc gear that he used to fight Eddie Guerrero in. Rhea Ripley shows up and stares down Aaliyah, shoves her, and then grabs Dominic.
Aaliyah was like, she told her, this is like long-term storytelling right here. I think Aaliyah might be like, maybe, I heard she's been training, but like, I don't know, I didn't know like she was actually wanting to be a wrestler. Think about this. Who in the fucking world would you think would get in Rhea's face like that? Like, Rhea's a fucking beast. Aaliyah straight up said, get out of here. Like that had some fucking some
he's ready to fight.
Yeah, no, and then Rhea just shoves her and then keep going.
Yeah. And then Balor and Priest attack Ray from behind. And
they try to like kidnap Dominic. I don't know what they were trying to do there.
They like drag him out. And then Priest power bombs Ray through a table. And that was a very good segment. Again, another segment that is reminiscent to the old school Raw as War eras where just stuff hits the fan and you're not really expecting it. So I'm going to go over this quick segment because this segment was quick. And then when we come back, we're going to actually speak about it. So the Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, comes out to the ring and Bianca goes to talk, but the challenger, former Raw champion, the man, big time Becky Lynch comes out. And Bianca says, let me remind you of a few things. I am the greatest, the fastest, the strongest, she does her whole thing. And Becky is mad that Bianca interrupts her. So Becky punches her to the mat. And then Bianca punches back. And the two brawl until Becky pulls Bianca out of the ring by her braid. And then Bianca runs Becky over the announce table. Then a lot of referees have to come out and officials, and they separate the two. So that's the big build for SummerSlam. Quick thought on that. Did you like the build-up? I mean, this is the main Raw Women's title match. You think it's a good enough build for SummerSlam?
Oh, I feel like they've been fighting too much already. But one thing though,
Yep.
at SummerSlam, I feel like they need to break the record of last year. I feel like Bianca needs to beat Becky in at least 20 seconds or less, so she could at least have that there. Like because last year, how many seconds did Becky beat Bianca in? 25,
I
26.
thought it was like 31 or something.
But I think Bianca. The only way that this could end good is for Bianca just to beat her like squash or literally just like beat her in like 20 seconds or less.
I have
But
a
like I feel like
theory.
Bianca needs to turn heel because like her character is like EST, the greatest. Like I feel like that's more of a heel character of her. But she's been a face for a while, but I feel like she needs to like turn heel and just like dominate everybody. But I'm sure like that Rhea and Bianca feud is coming soon because like they were supposed to feud for Money in the Bank, but this whole like injury happened. But yeah, Rhea's back now, so we'll see what
Yes.
goes on.
I have a theory, and I will give it to you when we come right back from this quick break. Stay
All right.
tuned. We will be right back.
Boom.
And welcome back. Yeah, definitely check out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. We're everywhere podcasts are available and streaming, including places like Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, and wherever podcasts are available. Give us a 5-star rating. Also, we are available on YouTube. Just search the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. And when you search for us, hit the subscribe button so that you don't have to keep typing in our name. You can get notifications sent to your phone whenever new content is created.
It's literally the easiest thing ever.
It is like anytime something new happens, you get a little notification, boom, just like this episode. And also on YouTube, we don't only, well, not just on YouTube, everywhere, we don't only just have our recaps of current stuff, we have our Attitude Years special series where we recap like the show title's name, the Attitude Years. We cover December 1997 all the way to the Ruthless Aggression period, which happens in 2002. We also will be having our new series, including Ladies of the Ring Remixed Edition.
Yes.
New episodes and all kinds of different stuff. So stay tuned.
I was there.
Yes, sir. So my theory really quick is I have a feeling that after, I don't know if it's going to happen at SummerSlam, but I have a really big feeling that Bayley's going to show up and
she's saying that for like months already. Like, she's gonna show up here.
I think if she had shown up anytime before, it would have been BS. I think this gave her enough time to heal and actually be ready to compete again.
I think maybe this whole thing with Sasha and Naomi maybe got a little hold of her. Like, I don't know. Bayley and Sasha are close.
Or Sasha and Naomi could come back. You never know. I have a feeling that, like you said earlier, I don't know if we said this on air or not, it's going to be a whole reset, I think, pretty soon. Go ahead.
It's like Vince is gone now. So, like, because Vince is pretty much the one that made him leave. That made him want to leave,
Yeah.
Like now, see what happens.
Well, I think, I'm trying to think who, Mia Yim actually did a interview with or not an interview, she did a vlog, and she was talking about WWE, her likes, dislikes. And one of the things that she said that she really enjoyed about her time in NXT was how close Triple H was with the talent. She said he really cared about how they were doing emotionally, physically, and he connected with each of them. And she remembers when she was supposed to be in the War Games match, the night of, she was going to get pulled out, but Triple H wanted to make sure she knew about it before anyone else knew, and she really appreciated that. So I think one thing also that supposedly I heard Triple H said to the talent in the back before the show was that he wanted them to feel heard and know that he was there. So I think when morale is up, the wrestling is going to be up as well. So
Let's Papa Triple H. Yeah.
Papa H is back. So Alexa Bliss is being interviewed, and she says it's fine that Doudrop keeps demanding matches, but she wonders why Doudrop and Nikki Ash are even friends. And then she gets serious and she goes, Becky, Bianca, it doesn't matter who wins at SummerSlam. Mark my words, I'm reclaiming my spot at the type. I sound like I'm Scottish. At the top of the women's division. So strong words from Alexa. And she's now going to
It
Go
kind of
ahead.
sounds like the goddess.
I know. I don't understand. I know that right now Lily is the number one seller on WWE Shop, but I think they need to really get rid of that and just bring her back to the goddess gimmick because I don't understand her at all right now. I don't know if she is supposed to. I know she just wants to fight people, but there's really no explanation as to her character anymore. She got healed, she did the therapy sessions, and then she's back. It was just sort of they just dropped the ball on her, I think, in explaining her character. But we have Doudrop with Nikki, almost a superhero, taking on Alexa Bliss. And we see before the match happened that Rhea Ripley is backstage and she kicks Rey Mysterio's injured shoulder and she goes, "Happy 20th, Rey." And I noticed that she's also wearing an "I'm Your Poppy" shirt, which is obviously a reference to Eddie. So
Yeah.
Rhea is not playing, man. The match starts and Alexa punches Nikki, who's on the apron, but then she's attacked by Doudrop. Alexa nails a drop kick and Doudrop goes shoulder first into the post. Nikki
One,
then pushes Alexa Bliss off the top, and then
oh,
Bliss nails a DDT. Go ahead, Carlos. I'm sorry, man. And Bliss gets the win. Go ahead.
no, but like the backstage segment with Rhea, like
Yeah.
this is not Triple H. Like you don't really see like men and women interact like that, fighting. So like that's another little thing that they're adding in there. Just wanted to add that in there.
It's very well. That's what I liked about this episode was that it was chaotic. You didn't know where it was going next. You have everyone fighting, cameras being cut to different scenes. Like it was very gritty, old school Raw, and I really liked that. What are your thoughts on Bliss? I mean, there's really not much to talk about. This match was pretty short, but do you think she can reclaim the title? She hasn't
Yeah,
been
no, of
champion
course
since 2018.
she has all the talent in the world. It's just the way that they need to just book her right. That's it.
Mhm.
Alexa can do it all. That's all I'm saying.
We then see AJ Styles and he's talking to Logan Paul backstage and he says, I don't really like you, don't really know you, but can you please shut up the Miz at SummerSlam?
I don't
And
know. Logan Paul's kind of cringe for me on the mic. He definitely needs a lot of work. Like that promo he cut later on, like in the show, was like terrible. Like what
yeah,
talking about tonight is tonight or something. He's like today is tonight, tomorrow is something. I don't know. Like what
it was, oh, he was talking about his brother. Yeah. So he has this show called Impulsive with Logan Paul and he comes out and he
I know
goes,
that. I know that.
he goes, Miz, I want to finish what we started earlier and let's finish this in the Mecca of entertainment, Madison Square Garden. Come on, Miz, get out here. I know you are backstage. And then my fucking heart dropped when Maryse's music played. And it was funny, man. I feel like I keep making this. I was just texting you about Unforgiven 2008, Maryse being involved in a match on that card. And then
Did you see those two balls that she was carrying, by the way?
I sure did. I posted a
Oh,
picture on Snapchat and I said, Maryse took a picture with Becky Lynch backstage. And I said, my two babies waiting for Aunt Daddy.
oh my God, you
Um,
freaking fat.
so Maryse comes out and Maryse says, I don't appreciate you talking about my man's package. And just basically says, like my man has big balls, all that shit, right? So the Miz comes out. By the way, I gotta say, this is a really weird storyline here because they're arguing about the size of a man's balls. And I don't really care about the size of the Miz, but just so everyone knows, the reason why we're talking about this is it's the storyline. So Miz goes, "This is about you and me at SummerSlam. I gave you everything, Logan. Without me, you wouldn't have a WrestleMania match. You owe everything to me." And he says, one thing is, I tell you everything you know, but I didn't teach you everything I know. And at SummerSlam, you're getting big moment Miz. At SummerSlam, you will know why I am awesome. I can't do the way he does it. Logan says, shut up. All you do is talk. I always knew you had tiny balls. And then Mary slaps him. And Logan goes, congrats, Mary. You have bigger balls than your husband. And then Tommaso Ciampa comes from behind and attacks Logan. Logan fights back, but Miz and Ciampa are too much for him, and Miz nails Logan with a skull-crushing finale. So great to see Maryse involved. I still don't understand the alliance between Tommaso Ciampa and the Miz,
Yeah,
but
no, either.
what do you think?
Yeah, I don't either. That's all.
Did this segment make you more looking forward to SummerSlam, the match between the two, or it just kind of fell flat for you?
I feel like on the brawl that they had earlier in the night was enough.
Yeah,
Honestly.
yeah. They could have cut it back.
Oh, Cora Jade. Oh, sorry, my bad. Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine.
Watching
Next,
NXT.
we then have the Usos. They're being interviewed with the Street Profits and the special guest referee for their SummerSlam match, Double J Jeff Jarrett. And I do get a lot of people are wondering why he's the referee. He did have some, I guess,
But
some
this
matches at
segment,
SummerSlam.
this segment was funny as hell. This is like the father trying to break up the two siblings
Yeah,
that want to kill each other. They're like,
yeah.
shut up! Like, ha ha ha! And, you know,
It was
it
funny.
was
Like once you're right. Like the second one was just pretty much the Street Profits and Usos arguing with each other. Jeff Jarrett's like, if you don't stop, I'm gonna get mad. I'm laying down the law, and it's pretty much just sort of symbolizing that they're gonna want to follow Jarrett's rules at
yeah.
SummerSlam. We then get a special tag match, the Alpha Academy taking on AJ Styles and Dolph Ziggler. And before the match, Chad just basically says he despises people like Dolph and AJ. The match starts, and there's a lot of decent action. Chad Gable misses a moonsault. Dolph nails a super kick, and AJ nails Otis with a Pele kick. And I didn't see what the finisher was, but AJ and Dolph nail a combo finisher, and they get the win. And that was it for the match. There was really nothing to happen afterwards. What did you think? I have a feeling like we can see AJ and Dolph teaming a bit down the
I
line.
definitely like this team. This team is like very. I feel like they match really well. They're both like really good technical wrestlers, So,
yeah. It was interesting to see the two of them working together because normally they're on separate sides of the ring. So, all right, so we're here at our main event, the 6-man tag match. We have the Bloodline with Paul Heyman taking on Riddle and the Street Profits, and this is a great match. Roman starts with blows to Riddle in the corner. He nails a leaping clothesline and a suplex, but only gets a 2. Jay accidentally runs shoulder first into the post. Reigns then nails a huge Uranagi to Montez Ford, and then he punches Ford, which then causes him to bleed. Jimmy attacks Montez's cut, causing him to bleed more, opening the cut up a bit more. Riddle nails a knee to Jey Uso, and then he nails 2 exploder suplexes to the Usos and 2 Brotons. Riddle then kicks Jay and nails a springboard dive onto the Usos outside. However, Roman's able to nail a Superman punch on Riddle, but Montez makes a save. Roman tosses Angelo Dawkins into the steps after all of the men fly onto each other outside. Riddle nails the Randy Orton's rope DDT, I don't know what you call it. And then Riddle goes for an RKO, but Roman nails a spear out of nowhere to Riddle to get the pin for the Bloodline. After the match, Seth friggin' Rollins comes out. He faces Roman Reigns, laughs.
Bye-bye.
Yep, says bye-bye. And then he attacks Riddle. He runs the steps into Riddle's face. He nails a stomp on the outside, and then Rollins puts Riddle's limp body over the steps and stomps him. His head didn't go through the steps, but didn't look like it was a comfortable spot either. So what did you think of the match and then Rollins attacking Riddle after?
The match was really good. I wasn't expecting because I didn't finish Raw because they weren't really promoting it much. So I was like, oh, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
And it did. And then I like the whole they're building up Seth Rollins versus Riddle at SummerSlam. So it looks like Riddle might be winning the match. Who knows?
Okay. All right. And what about Rollins, man? What did you think about that?
I said it feels like they're building up for SummerSlam. So it looks
you think they're just building? Okay. But do you think though? I guess I asked you the wrong question. I guess what I meant to say was, do you think that this match with Riddle is going to match up to the other couple of matches, the trilogies that Seth has had these past couple of years? Him with Edge, him with Cody. Do you think this match will match up with any of those?
I mean, we've seen them face each other before, so possibly, yeah, but they just need to steal the show. They're both good wrestlers, so
yeah,
we'll definitely see what happens.
I definitely think that match could steal the show at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of stealing the show, Carlos, can you tell me, Latino Heat, what was your moment of the night? What stole the show for you on this
Oof.
sort of Raw?
This is hard. We had a lot of moments. I'm gonna have to say the. I really like that Mysterio backstage segment. Yeah, I think that was probably my favorite segment of the
Yeah,
whole show.
when they were when Rhea got in Aaliyah's face.
Yeah.
Yep. That was good. That was
I
different.
couldn't get that out of my head all day. That's all I'm thinking about.
I have two. Well, I'll say because
And
this
the
go ahead.
Street Profits and Uso segment too. That was pretty good too. Backstage.
Good. I'm glad you said two because I have two. So you like the Profits and the main event, and then you also liked
No, not the main event, like the backstage segment.
with Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the Jeff
But
Jarrett.
the main event was good too, but like it didn't catch my eye that much. It was more like the backstage stuff that they did.
All right, that was good. I have to I didn't hear Jeff Jarrett at first, but I'm glad you picked two things because I have two things to go with too. First, the kick that Sheamus gave, I think Drew McIntyre or Bobby Lashley, one of them outside the ring, insane. And then, of course, Seth Rollins attacking Riddle. Just like with the curb stomps, I mean, he's ready for SummerSlam.
It's crazy. It's crazy how like they saved Seth Rollins for really like the last few minutes of Raw.
Yeah, that he wasn't out at all, and then he shows up. So, little good housekeeping here for everyone to stay noticed. We'll be dropping our Friday Night SmackDown recap, hopefully on Sunday. We have SummerSlam this Saturday, July 30th. I think now I could be wrong. I always get the kickoff time wrong. Is the kickoff at 7 or does it start at 7? Because on the Peacock it says 7 o'clock.
I think the kickoff starts at 7 because maybe I don't know, maybe it's SummerSlam, maybe SummerSlam starts a little earlier. But I know, I think the kickoff starts at 7, then SummerSlam starts 8 o'clock.
Yep.
But I usually watch both, so
I'm excited. I know you and I will probably text during it. But stay tuned though, because we do have some stuff to go. We have our SummerSlam predictions, which will be dropping Saturday morning, just in time for the actual pay-per-view later on the night. And yeah, that's it for our Monday Night Raw recap. I hope you guys have a good couple of days, and we will be back on Saturday with our SummerSlam predictions. Stay safe. Carlos, thank you for joining me again. Glad that you are with us. And yeah, make sure to subscribe, like. Any last words, my friend?
that's all right. See you guys next time.
All right. Be safe, y'all. We will see you with our SummerSlam predictions. Bye.